Greetings friends and comrades, with all protocols observed as usual. This is the fourth video in this series on Buzz Aldrin's Space Program Manager. I've jumped right back into the game. I'm continuing on from last time because we are so close to our next budget review period, as you can see. Because the last video was so long, I thought I can just as well make another one, finish off this year, and then when we proceed next time we can just begin with the new budget period. So immediately we can see that we have not yet met our prestige goal for this period, and we better get working on that because we must maximize our income in the next season. So what have we got? We've got a couple of things open at the moment, but I don't think the lunar orbiter is ready yet. No. The biosatellite is probably the best one, but did we not succeed with that last time? Let me just check. I've actually forgotten already. No, we failed with that one. So it's alright, we'll just do it again. A regular mission. And we keep all the configuration as it was last time. Assign the candidates. Everything looks good. Continue. Okay. We've got one astronaut available, and that is Dennis Larson, our very famous first X-15 pilot. I'm not going to train him in... I might as well, you know. We are here. Let's train him a bit in science. He's a very great candidate already, but he can be a bit better in that regard. As for the other mission controllers, I might as well send them for a little bit of training, given that we've got a short break before our next Mercury mission. So what was I going to do with you? I can't remember. Oh yes, you were going to be the mission operations specialist, and that one is fine. So alright, let's proceed to the next season. Good. Biosatellite is a bit better. Our Mercury capsule is more or less getting to where it was before the accident that we had. Pioneer 2 is looking decent, not there yet. And the Atlas Agena is almost ready. So we launch the mission.
Stand by for status. Pyramid. Go. ECS. Go. Sequence. Go. Electrical. Go. ASCS. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come on. Okay, well, 88% chance of success without doing anything, so let's just carry on. Good.
And we have a liftoff. We have a liftoff at 20.
Oh yes, this failed in re-entry last time. 89% success. Let's just take that. Good.
Flight starter, we're right on the nominal. Roger, on the nominal.
Every single time there's something wrong with this mission, but the chances of success are still very high. But you know, eventually it adds up. At least it's deployed without incident. Doing the experiments and now deorbiting. So let's just see if it makes it through the atmosphere. Good. One more stage and it's a success. Great. So we can take this one off of our list. At least we have our prestige. I think this should give us the necessary amount for the next budget. Biosatellite and the study of microgravity on small living organisms. So the Russians have already done this with their Sputnik 2. But at least now we are on par in that respect. Goals achieved. Mary Hawkins is done with training. Flight controllers have graduated, and good news as well. A significant technical discovery will boost the results of R&D processes by 19.3% during the next 6 seasons. That's a year and a half of having almost a fifth of a boost to our R&D. That's fantastic. Okay, we're halfway through the year. I can just go and close the biosatellite. We're not going to worry with the extended version. The lunar probe is not ready yet, so we might as well do another unmanned Mercury test. The risk here is, of course, that if it fails, we will not meet our target. We have enough now, 9,500, and we need 9,300. So if the Mercury thing fails, that will definitely put us under, because the only thing we can then use to catch up again in one season is again the Mercury. I don't know, should we risk it? Probably. Just given the bigger picture of making sure that we stay ahead of the Russians. I don't know. Our people are also busy with training, so I'm going to have to take them out of training. Tell you what, let's skip this turn and do it on the last one. But if we do it on the last one, then we won't have a chance to fix the problem if there's a hit to our prestige. So I'm going to do the clever and the conservative thing and not actually do anything, because we can't risk it. We need that money. It's too important for us. I think the other flight controllers here, we can just put another one through a bit of training here. And still in training. The others are all very good at what they do. And now we can probably put her through a bit of training on spacecraft systems, just to give her a bit of a boost. And then Mary Hawkins is finished with her training, so we can give her a bit of science, basic science training as well, just so she maximizes the work that she can do in space. Then we still have scientists not doing anything. I just want to see what's happening here. It's fine. So, rocket programs. The Juno 2 is still open. I wonder if we want to keep that. I don't think so. I better close it because we don't need that again. And the Thor Able we still want for the Lunar Orbiter program. So some of these scientists can be put on the Atlas Agena, I think. Let me just take these off. Just so we work on it a bit quicker. So we have 2 people left, and we can now decide what to do with them. Maybe something else on the moon, the impactor maybe. I think that will be a good idea, because we now have the ability to actually get it to the moon with the Atlas Agena booster. So let me just start on that. It's a good idea, I think. It's close anyway, 78% on the next turn. And that's it. So let's go to the third quarter. Good, Mercury is looking very healthy there. Pioneer is almost ready to go. Atlas Agena is basically ready, and the Ranger 3 is almost there. Soviet Space Agency has opened the following programs: the Zond 3 Bioscience Circumlunar Flight, so they're also planning to head back to the moon, but with live specimens this time. Our astronauts have graduated, and we have opened the impactor, so at least nothing strange there. Let's just have a look. So here's somebody who can get a bit more piloting skill. I'm being maybe a bit pedantic, but I really think it's so important for them to have good skills, because that can mean the difference between life and death. EVA skill. She's pretty good on everything except science. It's not a life or death skill, that one, but that's why I leave it for last. But it's still something worthy. You would, after all, only send people who know what they're doing in terms of experiments and so on. So let's work on that as well. EVA, I think so. Let's just give everyone an EVA skill. That means if someone is in a rest season, or if they are taking another role like the piloting role or something, we will always have somebody who can do an EVA if needed. And that's it for this season. I don't think we're going to risk doing anything now. That's fine. One more. Astronauts who graduated and the flight controllers who have finished their advanced training. So, we're at the end of 1962 and I'm definitely not going to risk the prestige. I've held us back a little now in actual fact because I'm too scared of taking a hit to that prestige. We need this money. So what I can do maybe is start the upgrade on the headquarters and the VAB because we're going to need that for the bigger rockets. Also, maybe we can just go ahead for the whole set of buildings here. We don't really need one for the astronaut complex, but it's better to just give us a bit of wiggle room there. Also, the mission control center if we want to hire anyone else, and of course in the set center as well. So we're going to end off 1962 and the end of our second budget review period by undergoing a major upgrade at the space center here, and hopefully that will set us up good for the future. Anyway, it's not been super eventful this time, but I think at least we've got this out of the way, so when we start in the next video, we'll start fresh in 1963, and hopefully we can really get going on our manned missions because we're behind historical events already in that respect, but so are the Russians. So let me just see what we can do to end off. I'm not going to spend more on Dennis Larson, he's good enough. Flight controllers I think are decent except for Paul Ennis. I want him to be my mission control or mission operations specialist. The others are fine, I think. Good. Just have to keep tabs on everything, otherwise we might forget something. And that's it. End the current season. Also now the Mercury is at basically 90%, which is a very good thing. We can start on the Pioneer actually launching it also very soon, and the same with the Ranger 3. Okay, let's just see the news. And there we go, you see the Vostok now. The Soviets have pulled ahead of us here because they risked the orbital flight test. It's uncrewed, but they've skipped the suborbital flight test and gone straight to the orbital one. We might have to do the same in the next video, and then start with a manned mission. So hopefully we're not going to be too far behind there. But you see now how my cautiousness has actually cost us a little here, but rather get the full prestige for the next one than risk a failed mission. Nothing else random happening, so that's it. New budget is now 26,250, and our next target is 26,250 prestige, which is obviously the same number. So we've got a lot of work to do there, and I really hope you'll join me in the next video where we actually jump into another, I think this will be another major time for us, where we actually start to send people up into space. Anyway, join me for that, and I'll see you hopefully in the next video. Until then, adieu.